Jennifer Vanderheyden. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to Tribute Bands Are Us, the show about tribute bands. You are the lead singer of a tribute band that I have fallen in like with, and I haven't even heard you sing. It's called Sweetwood-Mac, and of course, it's a tribute to Fleetwood-Mac.
I just know what it feels like to be on stage making that magic and what Fleetwood-Mac must have felt when everything was going smoothly. The music is very enchanting, and it's something that I have fallen deeply in love with.
How long have you been how long have you been singing? Since you were 5?
Heck no. So this is something I'm new at. I actually took a few lessons in my late 40s, and
Wait, you're
one
only
of my
32. What do you mean you're late 40s? Are you out? Are you out? What the heck? What?
I, I was born in 1973. I'll let you do the math.
Holy macarolis. I'm dead serious. You look in your 30s. Do people tell you that?
Occasionally, but I like to tell people my real age because it just goes to show that you can do anything, even going into your 50s. You can follow a little dream and do something that's a little bit different, a different hobby
That's
that
that's astounding. That's
is
astounding.
super fun.
And Stevie Nicks, who you are kind of sort of channeling, is probably in her 70s, correct? Is she in
Yes,
her
I think
80s?
she just turned 76. And I
So
did see her in concert last year.
say that again.
I did see her in concert last year. She came to Toronto. So it was very cool, very surreal to see her up on stage, still rocking it out.
And she doesn't know you from Adam, does she?
Oh, God, no.
But see, if I was Stevie Nicks, I would be 1%. I think I would be 8% interested in decent covers of me. That's a tribute. I would feel the affection.
I wonder if she's when she's on her phone at night, if she's like, who's covering me? And there are so many, honestly. Like when I started to do this, I mean, the Instagram and Facebook is a lot different now. And they're coming out of the woodwork and it's becoming so much more popular. And there are a lot of Fleetwood Mac tributes
I,
in the United States and in Canada. In the 90s, I knew a guy that was doing Elvis. And you're kind of like, well, that's a little weird, right? Like at first, but when I realized like this is something that I can do as a hobby, and like you said, channeling is what I totally did in the beginning when I first learned some of her solo hits. It's it's surreal. It's something that I can't explain the therapy that I got from that.
by channeling Stevie Nicks.
Yes, helping me through some tough times. And I imagine when she wrote all of her tunes, she was going through all of her tough times, and you just connect on a higher level.
I insulted the first cover band, tribute band that I interviewed by saying nobody likes you because you're just a tribute band, which is an asinine thing to say. Do you find that you have a mild following?
We have great response for this. Of course, in the beginning, when you're a little bit rusty or you're learning the ropes, you have good and bad shows. But then eventually, you pick up a following in the city that London is where I live near, and that's where a lot of our shows are. Um, we have developed quite a great loyal following. And they even come out to some of our further away shows. Some of the same people come to all of our shows. And it's just a warm feeling knowing that they want to see us again and again and again.
How is it? I looked online and maybe I didn't do the search properly. I didn't see any footage of you all performing. Is that because of copyright laws or why didn't I find you?
Well, you probably could YouTube and find us. There are a few videos out there. I'm going to be honest with you, we don't have a lot of promo material. We are still, like, even though this has been 5 years, we're still in the making. I'm
Wait a second. It's fairly easy to videotape yourself. I mean, people have videotaped you, haven't they?
Yes, and things get posted all the time on our page and on my page. So you probably will find some videos there. Some are cringy and some are wonderful. Like we're all over the place. We can't control what goes online, right? So um I know that there's some of when I first started to perform that I was like, I'd like to delete that, but you can't. People put them out there, and if they think we're great, but
Back,
we've come a long, long way. We have a great following, and we get a lot of compliments, and people come and see us over and
I,
over again.
I'm
Yes.
I'm enchanted by the name Sweetwood-Mac. Maybe part of the charm is that it echoes Fleetwood-Mac, but there's a charm to Sweetwood-Mac. It's a great name. Who came up with the name Sweetwood-Mac?
That was our keyboardist, Tony Griner. So he has um he has a lot of charisma, a lot of great ideas. And when he said that one, I was like, bingo, because we went through a lot of names. And we have a WhatsApp chat. And I think we probably, all of us, threw names out there for about 5 days before we came up with the Sweetwood. It stuck.
You said in an earlier chat that you are an elementary school teacher.
I'm an educational assistant, yes, in an elementary school.
And dumb question, do any of your students know that you are a tribute band lead singer?
That is the most hilarious question because just this year, our band won Best Tribute in London. It's called the Forest City London Music Awards, and we won for Best Tribute. And the secretary decided she was going to announce it on the PA system about 2 weeks ago. And all of the kids were just in awe, like, oh, you're a rock star. And, it's just, it's hilarious. And they even asked me if I knew Taylor Swift. So it's so cute how kids are. They're just so, naive.
You should know Taylor Swift. I vote for you knowing Taylor Swift. My
Yeah.
question to you is, and this is a mildly personal question, did you have a student this year, you don't have to name a name, that was amazingly had a very memorable arc of achievement or success or progress?
Absolutely, 100%. Someone I work with very closely. I can just say that he is going into grade 8, and because of COVID, he'd been away for a while and came back and made strides this year. And it was just glorious to see at the end of the year how many achievements and how independent this student became. So it was just, that warms your heart as assistant to that student, and just the kids around too that participated, helping him, you know, just including him. It was great to see. So I was part of that.
Thank you. Just your explanation is warms my heart. That's partly your handiwork. And
That is, yeah,
and you're
that's what I've
bringing
been
that to
doing
the
for.
stage. That's my thesis, that you're bringing Jennifer Vanderheyden to the stage. Oh, name some of the other folks in the group and who they are kind of sort of channeling.
So our bassist, his name's Chad Archibald,
And
and
and he and he and he channels whom?
John McPhee.
See, I'm quizzing you on the names of the Fleetwood
You're
Mac.
gonna get. I hope you don't get me. Like that'd be really embarrassing.
I didn't give you any notes beforehand, so you're doing splendidly. So he's so what is his first name?
Chad.
Chad. Chad is channeling John McPhee. Who is channeling who else?
So we have our other vocalist is Lois Kelly, and Lois is channeling Christine McVie. But Lois, we don't have her on the keyboards. Tony Griner is our keyboardist, and he's behind Lois, and that works for us. And Lois does an amazing job at channeling Christine McVie,
And
and
Lois is just singing.
she is. And we do percussion, tambourines, shakers. We're still learning that stuff.
Jennifer, do you oh yeah, so it's really half and half. And does the Lindsey Buckingham channeler get to sing a song or two?
Absolutely. He's a big part of our backups, and he
What is
does a
his
lot
name?
of Lindsay. His name is Anthony Krieger from London, and he's absolutely amazing on guitar and gives it his all. It's really
If you're,
something to see.
if, what is there any, I guess, pitfall in doing what you do, because it's a very public endeavor. You're sticking your neck out there. Any
Well,
funky chickens along the road?
always. And what I how I look at it is I've had to have tunnel vision doing this. I've had to when there are bumps in the road, you ride it out, leave it alone, see what comes up. I try not to be impulsive because I get really excited and I prioritize this over a lot of things in my life. But I've also learned that to be successful, you have to just let things be sometimes. And if there's a bad review, or if there's something that I feel terrible about, because there's been lots of days like that where you go to bed and you think, holy, we had a technical issue on the weekend with the guitar, and it kind of put a damper on the show. But it's always a learning experience, you know. So I always look at all of those things as just part of the journey.
And how many shows do you do each summer? How many shows do you have scheduled for this summer?
We have, I know we have 5 shows in July, and I believe we have either 2 or 3 shows in August. We tend to do our vacationing in the middle of August. So we have had opportunities that we've passed on so we can go away with our families and take a break. I'd like to add I'd
Oh,
like
yeah.
to tell you about our amazing drummer. I didn't include him in the introduction there. His name is Warren Stinson, and he's a well-known drummer. He's our 4th drummer, but he's a keeper and unbelievable. So we also have him along for the ride.
But the other drummers did not die mysterious deaths, did they?
No, and we keep in touch actually with our last drummer. He was just, these guys are busy, and some of them do it full time. That's their bread and butter. So they're dabbling in other projects, and sometimes they want to stay, but they have to go where, other things are happening. So
You mentioned at the beginning of our interview that when you started singing, it was you were channeling and feeling some of the Stevie Nicks thing. Have you evolved in your presentation and in your persona, in the relaxing of your shoulders, even that has brought more of Jennifer Vanderheyden into the mix?
well, I think that's what this is all about. I truly feel like this is me finding who I really am. And so in the beginning, it was, a little bit of shaky ground, but like I did a lot of my practicing alone, just kind of really delving into the Stevie Nicks lyrics, and like what a writer. Like I've learned a lot of her solo hits that I don't perform, but I still use them as I still sing her songs at home just because I love them so much. But as I have grown into what I do as a hobby, I've become like my true self. Absolutely.
Have you and the other band members considered doing some of the individual solo hits on stage?
We do some of her like I Can't Wait, Stand Back. We are definitely open to doing more of them. It's just we don't have enough time to cover all of the songs we all want to cover. We're constantly throwing new songs at each other, saying, let's learn this one, let's learn that one. But we try to keep it balanced between the Lindsay, Christine, and Stevie songs. And even we do one of Christine McVie's solo hits called Got a Hold on Me. I don't know if you remember that one. If you heard it, you'd know it. And everybody jumps up and dances to it and says, I haven't heard this song in so long. Like it just brings back when you do those solo hits that were kind of a one-hit wonder.
Yeah.
People go, I know this song. I didn't know Christine McVie sang it. Like it's so funny.
We need to get you to Ft.Wayne, Indiana. That's my that's
That
my
would
new
be
goal.
amazing.
That's my
That would
new
be,
Jones, is to get you all to play at the well, there's 2 or 3 or 5 different places to play here.
are there?
Yeah. Jennifer Vanderheyden, you have been an amazingly charming first guest on Tribute Bands Are Us. Thank you.
You're very welcome.